go ahead and participate and read anything you can, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. It appears that we still have a little bit of time before the manqabat starts. So again, I would like to invite people who are participating in donating to the center's causes. Our expenses are, even though we are not participating, our expenses still remain pretty high with utility bills and other things that come up every so often. So inshallah, be generous, give with your open heart as much as you can. We have experienced expenses that will be inshallah incurred during the month of Muharram, especially with speakers and all that. So we have different speakers lined up, and for the benefit of our learning, as well as inshallah as benefit of getting ajr from listening to the speakers. So be generous in your donation. Brother Ali Raza has been accepting checks and online donations, as well as PayPal and other means of getting donations. So please be generous with your contributions, be generous with giving, inshallah, and that will help us tie some loose ends and expenses that are going to be coming up soon, inshallah. With that, I invite again whoever is going to participate in Manqabat, please. There's no way to know if you're going to raise your hands or not, but this is the time to. It's about 45 almost. That's where the time of Manqabat was going to start. So please take your poetry or whatever you want to recite and do it now, inshallah. If anybody in the participant list wants to recite something, inshallah, please do that. We still have a little time. And then the Sheikh Sheikh Kulayni will give his presentation at around 8 o'clock. So if you are willing to recite a poem or recite manqabat in any language, please go ahead and do that. And so we can, go, listen to something that's of value to us. If there are any children who have anything that they want to contribute to tonight's program, a couple of minutes long or so, please do that, because we still have, we have about 15 minutes almost before the Sheikh takes the podium, virtual podium. I'm out of jokes, I'm out of anything to recite today, or don't have any preparation done. But if somebody else has something, please go ahead and do that. There's a lot of quiet moment that we can fill it up with some valuable messages or valuable contributions, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Jameel bhai. Just a quick question. Is this recording is telecasting on YouTube also, or it's only on Zoom?
Ali Raza can answer that. I believe he was recording it.
For YouTube or only on Zoom?
I am not sure, sister. To be honest with you, I cannot respond.
It's online on YouTube also.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm trying to see there, but I can't. So maybe I'll try again. Thank you.
If there is no manqabat or there's no participation reciting any poems or anything like that, give another few minutes before I invite the sheikh. I see that he is already in the list. If there is no one who is prepared to or even brave enough to recite something on a spur of the moment, um, that would be, you know, that'd be wonderful if you can do that. But if not, then we don't want to put anybody on the spot at this point. But we'll wait for another few minutes, inshallah. Again, to support my previous assessment about the situation of COVID is still prevailing. It's not going to go away so soon. So please, guys, everybody, participate as safely and as well as you can, wearing a mask anytime you go out, even if you're vaccinated, and make sure that when you meet with people, try not to shake hands. I know it's our habit to be friendly and respectful, but again, anytime you can take an opportunity of being safe, be safe, inshallah. Anybody there to, I hear some sigh of relief. Is there anybody who wants to take over from me?
Oh, I want to recite some manqabat.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Please.
Assalamu alaikum, Jameel bhai.
Wa alaikum salam.
Can I start?
Please.
Okay. Allahumma salli ala
Ya Allah,
Muhammad
Muhammad,
wa
ya
ali
Allah,
Muhammad.
Muhammad.
This manqabat is for Ghadeer. جب آیا یہ بلغ تیرے تیور نظر آئے، جب آیا یہ بلغ تیرے تیور نظر آئے، جب آیا بلغ تیرے تیور نظر آئے، دنیا میں علی سب سے قداوے نظر آئے، سورج کی کہیں دھوپ کہیں عشق کا سایہ، سورج کی کہیں دھوپ کہیں عشق کا سایہ، ایک وقت میں دو طرح کے منظر نظر آئے، ایک نور کے دو ٹکڑے تھے، آئینہ خم میں ہاں، ایک نور کے دو ٹکڑے تھے، آئینہ خم میں، جس رخ سے بھی دیکھا وہ برابر نظر آئے، مجھ کو کوئی کمبر کے برابر نہیں دکھتا، مجھ کو کوئی کمبر کے برابر نہیں دکھتا، کیسے کوئی حیدر کے برابر نظر آئے، ऐलान विलायत तो हजारों ने सुना था, ऐलान विलायत तो हजारों ने सुना था, मांगी जो शहादत तो बहुत नजर आए, हाथों से मेरे छूट गया सागर कौसर, हाथों से मेरे छूट गया सागर कौसर, कौसर पे जो खुद साकिए कौसर नजर आए, अल्लाह रे ये मौजज़ाए नूर विलायत, अल्लाह रे ये मौजज़ा ए नूर विलायत, अंधों को भी मैदान में हैदर नजर आए, कह देना के बहलोल है ये मीर हसन भी, दुनिया जो उठाए हुए पत्थर नजर आए, जब आया ये बल्लिग तेरे तेवर नजर आए, पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलवात अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद।
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair, brother. Is there anyone else in the line for Manqabat? Okay.
I have a quick. Assalamu alaikum. I have a quick poem I can read real quick.
Please do. We have 5 more minutes before the Sheikh takes over. So,
okay, this is like just the first part of the Nahj Balagha, so I'll read that. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Praise is due to Allah, whose worth cannot be described by speakers, whose bounties cannot be counted by calculators, and whose claim to obedience cannot be satisfied by those who attempt to do so, whom the height of intellectual courage cannot appreciate, and the divinings of understanding cannot reach. He for whose description no limit has been laid down, no eulogy exists, no time is ordained, and no duration is fixed. He brought forth creation through omnipotence, despaired winds through his compassion, and made firm the shaking earth with rocks. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
MashaAllah, very nice, very appropriate, and very fitting for the occasion. Alhamdulillah. If there's no one, we still have a couple of minutes, 3 minutes. So anybody else wants to participate? All right. Once again, guys, please, everybody, be safe. Inshallah, enjoy tonight's program, this evening's wonderful celebration of 2 Eids, each of which is very important, especially the Ghadir, which we consider as Shia, the believers, as the largest, biggest Eid, our most highest position Eid. And inshallah, we will learn from Sheikh Kulayni something new that we did not know. And hopefully we'll take this to our heart and practice this in our, inshallah, daily lives. Sheikh, are you ready to start your program, start your speech?
Whenever you're ready.
Wa alaikum salam. If you can raise your voice or volume a little bit, I can hardly hear you.
How about now? You hear me now?
I can hear you better, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Good to see you, Sheikh. Inshallah, please proceed with whenever you're ready. So inshallah, everybody, please pay attention and hopefully enjoy tonight's program. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Thank you.
Eid Mubarak, everybody. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalati wassalam ashrafil mursaleen. Wa khatimun nabiyyin. Ahmed Mujtaba Abi Qasimi Muhammad Mustafa. Allahumma salli Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Mohsin.
Wa tayyibin at-tahirin. قال الله تعالى في محكم كتاب عزيز بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صلوات اللهم صل. There is no nation across the world, or we could say across the earth or across nations, that does not have someone who is considered to be their leader, someone that is the figurehead or representative of that nation, or whether if it's the nation or maybe even that state, or they may call it. But whatever they may be called, whether it's a president, or this person may be called president, or what's that other word? Mashallah, prime minister. We find that there is some type of thing that someone has to represent. When we look at our daily life, even amongst our daily living, whether we're the head of the household, we are considered the leader of that household, whether it's the father or whether it is the mother. Someone is considered the head of this household. So it's common in our logic to see that there is always going to be someone who leads a certain fraction. We see this also in our daily example. If we go somewhere and we do not have, in other words, good customer service in a store, the first thing we say, I know who could fix this. Where is the manager? Because we know that the manager is the one who leads this operation. He is the one who is designated to be the person that has all authority to be able to fix all problems that may occur when we are in need of these problems. So when we look at this concept of leadership, we see that in our life, that this is not something that's uncommon. This is something that's very so much common in our lives. So when we look at when Allah Azza, He says in the Quran, He says that I am about to create a vicegerency on earth. He said, I'm about to create a vicegerency on earth. So what does this mean? What is this vicegerency? Is it Khalifa? Yes. Is it a leader? Yes. But as we look at the statement, we start to see that the concept of leadership was created before that of Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Allah Azza, He's telling the angels about leadership before He had created Adam. So He's showing to them that leadership is something that is very important. That man should have leadership, that there should be some type of leadership, someone who can lead the masses in a correct direction. So we see that the proof in this is that when Allah says this before He created Adam, we find in the riwayah from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, he says that the proof of creation happens before creation. We see that Allah has laid down the proof about the caliphship, about the leadership before the creation of man. Because remember how He's advising, He's telling the angels about what He's about to do. He's about to create a ruler, a guide, a person in which people must look towards on earth. Then in this why He goes on and said, and He's saying His proof is during the creation and also after the creation. So Allah Azza is always giving the proofs about His creation. He's giving us the proof about the caliphship before the creation of man to show the angels how important that this is. Show how important this is. See, if Allah Azza didn't think that leadership was important, that he would have never had told the angels about this vicegerent. And in turn, he's showing them, or he's explaining to them, the importance of this, showing them that to follow this person, follow this guide, is something that is wajib. Not as something that is recommended, but something that is wajib, something in which we all have to do. Then Allah Azza, he commanded the angels to bow down to Adam alayhi salam to show the majesty of Adam. And what happened that when all of them except one did not bow down, he became one who was thrown out of the paradise and disgraced. We see that the effect of one who does not follow the correct leadership, how they are thrown out of grace. And this person was considered to be a very religious, even though he was not an angel, but a very religious being. But by him not going along and respecting the leadership in which Allah has laid down, he fell from grace and was thrown out of the paradise. Right? So Allah, he's showing how important it is. The importance of one who follows, or one who must follow the leader, the one who Allah has designated to be the leader. He gave the proof and showed them. So he has made this obligatory upon those who came after him to follow this leader in which that Allah has ordained to be the leader. Right? We see this. We look at the story. We see what Allah did. He did to the shaitan when he rebelled and did not follow Adam by bowing down when he told him to bow down, to show them the greatness of this leader in which he's going to set forth and place him on the earth for man. For man. And because of this, he fell from grace and all the way until the day of judgment, where he's going to get where he deserves for this. We find that man, he falls from grace when he does not follow the correctness of the one who is designated by Allah. Now, when we look at this, we think to ourselves, okay, just like how presidents are, how they are elected, how anybody who is considered head of state, they are elected. Maybe we should elect the person who should be the one who is considered to be the caliph, the imam, the vicegerent, the leader, the one who guides the Muslims. Maybe we should be the one who elects him. Now, we should think about this. When we think about a leader, how do we see a leader? We see a leader as someone that is brave. Yes, we see a person brave. He has courage. We see him as somebody that probably should have knowledge. But as Muslims, as people who follow the ways of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, we see him in a different way. We find that when Allah when he advised Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he had made Ibrahim alayhi salam an imam, and he said, well, this covenant meet my descendants. He said, this covenant will not meet the unjust. No. So we know that one of the things is that this person in which we feel that we should elect, we will say, okay, he follows what we want him to follow, so now we are going to elect him. So we see that the person, when they elect someone, they will have some type of biasness when they elected them. As we see in this country or in all other countries, we elect a person because of their policies, because of how we feel that they're going to come, so they're going to bring the people who think like me towards where we are or where we're going. So, well, this person, he thinks like me, I'm going to elect him. This is the person I'm going to elect. But as we look and we see that if a person is supposed to guide humanity, that human beings do not have the ability nor the intellect to be able to elect them to be the true guide for all of us. Because if this person is considered to be the true guide, for one, we do not have the authority to elect that person to be guiding us. only Allah Azza can be the one who elect that person. Because as we see from the beginning, what did he say to the angel? He said, I'm about to create a vicegerent. So here is the proof that Allah Azza is showing you that he is the one who elect the person to be the vicegerent, not us. We are not have the ability to elect that person because there are certain characteristics that this person or persons or well, person must have to be able to lead the community. We will always, as human beings, look at that person because he is in our best interest. But when Allah Azza, he sets out and he gives the person the authority, he looks out for the humanity. Excuse me. Allah Azza looks out for the humanity. He's not looking out for something because Allah Azza, he does not need anything. But we are always saying, if you want me to support you, for me to give you my how can I say my vote, then you must come towards me and follow my route. But if the one who is elected by Allah Azza, he would say, no, I cannot follow your route. I can only follow what Allah Azza has given me and what Allah Azza has told me to follow. This is one of the proofs of the Imam, that man cannot elect him. So when we see people, they've been elected as the so-called Khalifa may be, then this position is not correct because we cannot elect them. We found an example of this in a story. They said one time that, because when a person, in other words, they said that when a person is actually given or taken this position, without the ordinance of Allah or without the permission of Allah, and they become in these positions, that the angels and everything curse this person. So they said one time, Bahlu Majnun, we all know who Bahlu is. They said he went into the palace of Harun, and they saw that no one was in the palace, and no one was there. The throne was empty. So what Bahlu did, he sat in the throne. There wasn't there for long. Some of the people that was from the host, or not the host, the people of that so-called Khalifa, they got him down and they beat him. So when Harun came, he said he saw that Bahlu was crying, and he told his people that they shouldn't have treated Bahlu this way, that it was wrong. So they asked Bahlu, why were he crying? Are you crying because he got beat? He said, no, I'm not crying because of that. He said, I'm crying for you. He said, because if I got this type of treatment for sitting in the place of the guidance or the caliphaship for this little bit of time, imagine what you're going to get for a person who sat in it for your amount of time. Because remember, they usurped his right. And Bahlu showed him that this little bit of time he was, maybe 5 minutes, maybe, he got this type of torment. But imagine this person who sat in the throne of caliphaship for all this time, for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 years, as a vicegerent of Allah Azza, without the true authority. Imagine what type of punishment in which he will receive. We know, as I said previously, that the angels will curse this person. So this is something that we have to look at. When these people, they sit in the authority of caliphaship without being ordained by Allah, this is one proof. Another thing is that when we look at how, I said previously, how when Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he went from Nabi to Imam, and he asked, will any of this reach his descendants? And Allah Azza plainly said that this will not reach the unjust ones. Will not reach the unjust ones. One of the concepts of us as Shia, when we look at our Furui Deen, it says that we have a thing that says Amra bil ma'aruf and nahi anil munkar. We must enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. We must enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. So if this so-called person that is on the throne of caliphship, if this person is not good, he is a bad person. We must enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong against this person. Because it is unlogical for us to follow a sinner. We cannot be guided by a sinner. This is why when we look at from Prophet Adam all the way to Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what were they? Masumeen. They were sinless. Excuse me. There was one who did not commit sin. So we cannot follow the unjust, because if that leader is unjust, then we must fight against that person, because Allah has not ordained them. Because one of the things in which Allah will not send upon a person to lead his community, to lead his ummah, is someone who is not just. The person has to be adu. He has to be masoom. We cannot follow someone who is not masoom when it comes down to the wahi of Allah, or the one who be considered out as our imam. It is impossible, because this person is sinning and we cannot stand to see it. So we must enjoy what is right and forbid what is wrong. So when it said that this covenant will not reach the unjust, this is a true statement. It will not reach the unjust. Only those who are just that this will meet. This is a plain thing. This is plain. We can't follow nobody. Because we find people, they try to say, oh, but Prophet Adam, when Allah he told him, do not approach the tree, and he approached the tree. He committed sin. This is a misconception in which they try to have. Prophet Adam alayhi salam did not commit any sin. Because remember, where did Allah say he was going to create him to? He said he created him for the earth, the vicegerent for the earth. So he was in the paradise. So when Allah he said to Prophet Adam alayhi salam, do not approach that tree. He gave him the guidance as like how a father gives a son. This is the guidance in which he gives, like how a father gives his son, irshadi. They call this irshadi, the guidance of a father and son. But when Allah tells us to do, it is like the slave listening to the master. So this is a big difference. When we look at that, Prophet Adam alayhi salam, his main intention was never to be in the paradise. And the guidance in which Allah was giving him is not like how the guidance in which he was given to, how Allah gave the guidance to us. So he did not sin. So Adam did not commit any sin. So this takes away that, oh, he sinned. So here it is the proof that we can follow somebody that is non-masoom. This is not correct. Every prophet from Adam all the way down to Khatamul Nabi alayhi salam is masoom. Masoom. We cannot follow somebody that is not masoom. This person has to be. Another thing in which this person has to be, he has to have the ilm. He has to have the knowledge, not only of the seen, but also the unseen. Because Allah, he has that connection between him, between this world and the celestial world. Here's a connection. He has the knowledge. We cannot follow somebody that does not have the knowledge of Allah's religion. We find that when we follow someone as masoom, Allah did not just have them as being masoom, but he also has installed upon that person the ilm, the knowledge, to be able to guide the people. Because when we look at the person as masoom, what makes a person masoom? What makes a person sinless? It's nothing that is miraculous. It's that they have the knowledge. Allah had given them knowledge before the haram and halal haram. It's not like they cannot make sin. They can do sin. But Allah gave them the knowledge, the ilm between the halal and haram. And they know that the haram is something in which they stay away from. Whereas us, we only know something is haram until afterwards. Sometimes we know it's haram beforehand, we do it. But the imams, the leaders in which Allah has sent down, they have the complete knowledge that was bestowed upon them from Allah. They had that direct thing. I remember in a hadith in a riwayah asked that one of the imams that, what if something that you did not know, how would you learn? They said that they are not like prophets, they're not like nabis, whereas they have one, they get revelation direct. They see Angel Jibril, they get direct information. Nabi may be one, or apostle may be one, who may see the revelation in dreams. He said that we are neither one of them. He said what it is that we hear what we need. It is given to us through our hearing, in other words. This is something that is already to us, it is given to us, because nor do they see in dream, nor do they see the angel Jibril, but it is revelation that's given to them the answer if they do not know anything. So there's a direct line between them and Allah. So the things in which they have to have the ilm, they have to have the knowledge. We cannot follow the one who has not bestowed with the knowledge from Allah. Because we will find that this person, he will give us the wrong information and he will mislead us. He will take us away from the haqq, away from the truth, take us away from the sirat. Right? And not only that, how can we follow somebody that does not have knowledge? Because that person that does not have knowledge, he himself will have to go and get a teacher. When we find the imams, we know that the imams, none of the imams had teachers. None of the vicegerents had teachers. They themselves was the teachers. They was the one who taught. No one could say that, oh, I taught them. The same thing as prophets. You don't see that, oh, I taught this prophet. No, they get direct from Allah. Whether it's through ways of prophet, or ways through Angel Jibril, or through the revelation of dream. No one taught, but someone in which you has chose to be the imam or chose to be the leader. He's learning while he's on the job. He's getting the information while he's on the job. He's doing this as he on the job. So we see that with all these characteristics, that first thing is that Allah has to designate this person. We cannot elect this person. Another thing, that person, he has to be sinless, Masoom. Another thing, that this person has to have the knowledge. These are the important things. Because the ignorant cannot lead the ignorant. And when we appoint these people, it's times that they are ignorant and then they become knowledgeable. Whereas the imams from a very young age, or the one who Allah has ordained to be the leader, has knowledge from a very young age. We see this, don't we? Think about it. We see a lot of instances when people had came to some of the people that was elected by the people and they asked them a question. They said, well, we heard this certain thing and only a vicegerent of Allah will know this answer. Right? They said, only that, he will know this answer. They will go to the people that was elected by the other people and they ask them, they can't answer the question. When they go to Ali ibn Abi Talib, alayhi salam, they answer the question with no problem. Because he has been instilled with all of these things. He has been given all these things. He has been designated for the position in which that was stole from him, ordained for him by Allah. not by anyone else, but from Allah. This was something that was given to him from Allah. Man did not give this to him. Allah gave him this. So in turn, he has the knowledge to go along with it as well. He has the knowledge to go along with it as well. So we see this. This is what he has. When we look at all of this and everything in which that the Imam has, we look at the instance of how he was seen in general. We look at from the beginning. They said that Imam Ali alayhi salam and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi salam came from the same light, the same nur, the same light. And they said that this light was placed inside the loins of Prophet Adam, and it traveled all the way down until it got to Abdul Muttalib. And one part of it is separated. One part went to Abu Talib, and the other part went to Abdullah. And we see this example of that because here is the part that went to Abdullah. He became prophet. In the part that came to Abdul Muttalib, he became the vicegerent, the true vicegerent. Because when we look at someone who is elected or be elected as Khalifa, or one who is supposed to follow the next one from leader to next leader, that person has to be someone like themselves. We never see that when we find anyone who's a ruler, when they put someone as the successor, that person is always like the one who was the previous one. So when Allah, when he sets out and he gives man the person to lead the community, he is like the previous one. But the difference is that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is the seal of the prophets. He is the last of this kind. There will be no prophet after him. We give this example that one time Prophet Angel Jibril came down and he gave Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam two pomegranates. The first pomegranate, the Rasulullah, he ate it, but the second one, he cut it in half. He said to Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali alayhi salam, why did I eat the first one and share the second one with you? He said the first one is prophethood. I share that with no one. I share the prophethood with no one. He said, but the second one is the knowledge, and I share that with you. MashaAllah. I share that with you. We see that Allah has from the beginning has given us a guide that came through the loins of Prophet Adam alayhi salam all the way down. But then we said to ourselves, wait a minute, that's all in which he had gave us is the 12. We find that in Riwayah and Hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which Amir al-Mu'mineen was saying, he said that yes, we know that we have 124,000 prophets. He said, but also Allah has placed on this earth 124,000 vicegerents. He placed 124,000 vicegerents on this earth. And the best of all these vicegerents and the most loved of these vicegerents is Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So here it is. We see that we are finding things that show the greatness of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Not only finding the greatness, but we also look at the event of what happened on the Prophet's first and last time going to Hajj. When he had stopped at a place called Eid-e-Ghadeer. What did he do? What did he do? He united the people. He called the people back. To what? To come and be the ones to listen to him. Sorry. to be the ones who come and do what they want. Give me a minute. My light went off. Sorry about that. My light went off. To get the people to come and do it. Can y'all see me? Assalamu alaikum, can y'all see me?
Only
Brother,
portion
take your
of-
time. Take your time.
Yeah, I need to fix my light. Hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm unfortunately in my car because I have another lecture after this at a center. So please excuse the light. So hold on, give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute, please.
Take your time, Sheikh. No problems.
I can hear me. Sorry about that. Because I'm trying to do double duties since I couldn't come. The community here asked me to also lecture, so I had to come here and lecture in my car, then go there right afterwards. So please forgive me.
You're okay. We can see you now.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So as we look at Ghadeer Qawm, in the instance in which the Rasulullah, he confirmed the things in which he had already told the people from the beginning, that how Amir Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam would be the one, his successor. But when we look at other people, they say, no, when he meant that oh, I am your master, Mawla, no, he meant his friend. But it was quite known from the beginning that Rasulullah did not mean that. Everyone knew the status of Amir Mu'mineen. They knew that he was the cousin and son-in-law. They knew that he would be the vicegerent, but yet they rejected. And we even find amongst in a book called Mishkat Masabi, where one of the people that later on become Khalifa, he said, now you are the master of all the believers. And the Mishkat Masabi is a book from the people of the people of the Khalifa, the Sunni school of thought. They have this book when they admit it. But in certain instances, certain things in which that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had did to show that Amir Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam was that to be the one who followed after him, because it was given the order that he is the successor, not from himself, but from Allah Jalla. When we look at someone who is considered to be like, when we see an inauguration of a person who's supposed to be the leader in our world, we see that when one person as a king give another person their throne, what do? They usually give them their crown. But we don't have this in Islam, and we don't have this in vicegerent. But we find that the scholar said that it was one thing in which the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam he had done to show the greatness, and show that Amir Mu'mineen is the one to follow after him, that he is the vicegerent, that he's the true one of guidance to go towards. Is that they said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had took his amama off and placed it upon the head of Amir Mu'mineen. It took the hanat and put it around his shoulder to show that he is passing on. He is fulfilling what Allah Jalla has ordained him to do. And that Amir Mu'mineen is his successor. Because he had passed, he gave him his amama, which he had called, the name of his amama was called Shahab. He gave that to Amir Mu'mineen to show the people that he is the one that will succeed after I'm gone. That he is the one that Allah Jalla has made to succeed. He is the one that is of pure heart. He is the one who has the knowledge. He is the rightly guided Imam after me. He is one of the 124,000 vicegerents or people that came in between that Allah has said that he also sinned. And he is the one that he said as beloved by Allah the most. So how is that people cannot follow him? But wait, they do follow him. But they follow him in the incorrect way. They said, no, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he is our fourth Imam. He is our fourth Khalifa. No. Amir al-Mu'mineen, alayhi salam, is the first from us. He is the one that Allah has given this to. No one can take this away. The true thing of who he is. But you see that the people just usurp his rights. They usurp his rights. Whereas you see that the proofs, even when we look at the Mubahila, when the people of Najm, they came down, and Allah and Rasulullah said, we're going to have a Mubahila, a cursing. You bring yourselves, I bring myself. You bring your woman, I bring my woman. You bring your children, I bring my children. And we curse those who lie. Who did he bring? When he look at himself and Fusakum himself, he bring Amir al-Mu'mineen. When he look at the women, who he bring? Fatima to Zahra. When he look at his sons, who he brought? Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, alayhi salam. And because of this scared the people. They did not want to go forward with this. Because here it is, a people that are not even Muslim, do not follow the same faith as those who share with Amir al-Mu'mineen. They see that this person is great, but yet you, the one who follow or so-called supposed to be Muslim, do not understand or really want to accept his greatness. But they see the greatness. They know that this person is with Allah. They know that he is with Allah. And they refuse to be of those who are cursed by those who reject. They refuse. This is another example in which we have of the greatness of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali alayhi salam. When we look at the time of Ghadeer when Rasulullah held his arms up, he said, whoever the master is, I'm the master, he's the master. When Rasulullah brought him towards the people of Najm for the cursing, this showed the greatness of him as well. So many instances that shows that Amir al-Mu'mineen is the rightly guided one, the one in which Allah has given to us for us to follow. But yet we find those who reject. May Allah help us all. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal as innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa aminu salihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Dahwana walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa sallallahu Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Sheikh. Thank you so much for enlightening us with various examples, and inshallah, thank you again for your time. And the challenges of Zoom, you were able to confront that and successfully got over that. Alhamdulillah, thank you for that. Just an announcement for the rest of the community. Inshallah, just a little over a week, we will be starting our Muharram program. And the announcement was sent for registration. All those who are still interested in completing their registration and copies of their COVID cards, please do so. We have so far 30 families or so who have signed up, and only those who have signed up will be, inshallah, attending the in-person programs. So please, if you are interested in attending in-person program, please complete the forms and send it out, inshallah, and then we can have understanding of how many people are coming. That way it also helps with tabarruk and all that. So thank you again for your participation, and thank you for brothers who came in last minute and helped successfully complete the program. Jazakallah khair. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Inshallah, again, we will meet soon. Khuda Hafiz, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.